Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. And today I'll be going through my Gameweek 12, 11 Premier League predictions. Yeah, I know it's been international break, so that's probably why I'm not used to saying that. And maybe also a bit of a fantasy check. Yeah. So first up, we've got Leicester taking on Chelsea. Chelsea are currently in third. Leicester are currently in 15th. I think we should win this, to be honest. I know we'll probably concede. Yeah, I think we should win this, maybe 3-0, 3-1. I think we will concede, but I think we'll also score 3 goals with Palmer, Neto stunt hit form, Jackson, Palmer, obviously. Yeah. Next up, I'm going to go with 3-1. Next up, we've got Fulham versus Wolves. I think this will be quite an even game. I think Fulham will probably win, but I think they might get the win 2-1. But I wouldn't be shocked if Wolves do it. Wolves have been in better form as of late than what they were at the start of the season. But I think Fulham will win 1-0. I think it'll be a close, tight game. Yeah, I think that it'll be close, and yeah, I think it'll be 1-0 to Fulham. Next up, we've got Everton versus Brentford, and this is literally the most 0-0 draw written all over it. It's just got 0-0 written all over it. Yeah, I think that this has 0-0 or even a draw. I don't think it'll be that exciting, or it could be one of those unreal games. I'm gonna go with maybe a 0-0 or a 1-1. No, I'm gonna go with 1-1. Next up, we've got Arsenal taking on Nottingham Forest. I think Nottingham Forest can genuinely win this. They've beaten Liverpool away, and I think that gives them every right to beat Arsenal away from home here. But I think it will probably be a draw. I think that really kills Arsenal's hopes of winning the title this season. And I think I'm going to go with a draw. Arsenal just haven't really got to click yet. Yeah, Arsenal. But then again, they've had Odegaard injured for most of that time. So maybe when he comes back, or when he's like fully 100% back, maybe they'll start going firing then. So, but I think Nottingham Forest have been very good this season. Chris Wood's on fire. Yeah, I think that they will be up there and potentially winning this game. I think if you told Nottingham Forest supporters at the start of this season that you'd have a chance of beating Arsenal, I think they would have all laughed or slapped you in the face or laughed at you. But look at where they are now. Next up, we've got Bournemouth versus Brighton, and I think this one will not be. There's not really much hype around, but I don't really think it's gonna be that good of a game. I think it'll be 0-0. I just feel like it'll be 2 tight defenses. Bournemouth don't really concede many goals. Same Brighton kind of do, but it's because of their high line. It's mainly because of Brighton's high line, and I think, but I think it'll be a draw. I think it might be 0-0. It's just I feel like it's gonna be a 0-0. They're gonna hold out. Both teams are gonna hold out, and yeah, Brighton will. I think Brighton and Bournemouth will be a draw. Next up, we've got Aston Villa taking on Crystal Palace. I think Aston Villa will keep rolling on. They've had a couple of hiccups before the international break in the Champions League and in the Premier League, but I think they'll kick back into form, and I think they'll win 3-0 against Crystal Palace. I think it'll be a convincing win for Aston Villa, and they will be happy with that. Next up, we've got Man City versus Tottenham, probably the biggest game of the weekend. I think Tottenham could honestly win this. I think Man City, they've lost 4 games in a row for the first time under Pep's in reign. I know Pep just signed a contract a couple of days ago, but I don't know. I still feel like Tottenham could do this, but I think it's going to be a draw. I think Man City at home will hold, or at least hold them out. But I think that they're probably due to have some players back. Man City, Manchester City, yeah. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. Next up, we've got probably the worst game of the round, Southampton versus Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool have been playing unreal this year. They're currently first, and I think Southampton's last or second last. So I think this will be a pumping. I think Liverpool win 4-0, and I think that's even being generous to Southampton. I think Liverpool have absolutely killed it this year. They've absolutely killed it. Yeah, they just look unstoppable this year, Liverpool, and they're probably the team to beat at the moment. And on the other side of the coin, Southampton, you could not have a worse season. And I think they picked up a win before the international break, but there's no way Southampton are going to beat Liverpool. Yeah, I think it's going to be 4-0 to Liverpool. I think they're clicking into gear right now for Liverpool. Next up, we've got Ipswich versus Man United. I think this could be an interesting game. Ipswich came off winning at Spurs before the international break, but Man United, they've got the new manager, I guess, in Ruben Amorim. Obviously, Ruben Amorim is a very good manager. If he can get the best out of Man United, he could bring them back up to the top. But the thing is, that's probably what most people said about Ten Hag, and look where he's at. Yeah, so I think Man United will. I think this one might be a win for United, probably. I think maybe 2-1, 3-1. I think Amorim will put in a good impression on his first game, play good football, and win the game. Last but not least, we have got Newcastle taking on West Ham. Newcastle at St James's Park, I think, will get the job done. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a game where West Ham just fold and get destroyed. And I think Newcastle win 3-0. I think players like Isak, Gordon, with them too, they'll just destroy West Ham, and I think that they'll get the win. Okay, now it's time for a fantasy check. So I'll see if I can put the team in this video. Yeah. So thanks to iMovie's editing, you couldn't see the strikers or the bench. I can't remember the bench off by heart, but I do remember the strikers. I've got Evan Nielsen and Haaland as my strikers. And then my bench is Hermansen, Aina. It's not good that I don't know who's in my fantasy team. But that's all that I remember. Thank you all for watching. Let me know your thoughts and predictions in the comments. And I'll see you in the next one.